What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another S2GN video where it's all sim all the time. And if it feels like I haven't posted anything in forever, well, it's because I haven't. I have been unavailable for the past 8-9 days, I believe, and I did my best to try to reach out to you guys on Twitter, Discord, and even the YouTube community tab to let you guys know that I was going to be unavailable to post for about 8 days. And unfortunately, that affected these Madden sliders because they've been ready. They have been ready since before. I just did not have the time to create the video and get it out. So I do apologize, but here we are. We're getting you the video now. I know that with MLB The Show dropping, everyone's kind of excited about that. But with free agency still being popular and the NFL draft right on the corner, I know a lot of people are going to get the football itch and want to pick this back up. So this is my last slider set for Madden 23. We're doing something I've never done before. Never thought I'd say. We're switching to all Madden. We were able to figure out how to get rid of the all Madden cheese and create some of the best gameplay I've actually had in Madden that feels the most organic since they left the real-time physics engine a couple years ago. So anyway, guys, I want to bring this to you. It's been a lot of hard work going into this, but let's go ahead and hop into the sliders now. If you are familiar with my slider set before, a lot of this is going to feel very familiar to you. We're all Madden in the main menu like we always have been, 11-minute. Make sure you have Excel clock turned off. If you turn it on, it messes with the CPU play calling, which we don't want to do. CPU play calling has been absolutely amazing with this current setup. Defensive switch assist, I have it off. Turn it on. It's up to you. It does not matter. It's literally user preference. It doesn't really affect anything. Don't worry about that. Make sure you do have heat seeker turned off, though. And then, of course, we're doing injuries 26, fatigue 75, and player speed scale at 0. And we're staying in the main menu here. We're going to switch over and do a couple other things. Again, if you are familiar with my sliders, you're going to know we're turning off all the penalties. You ask yourself why. Well, penalties impact animations, right? And we know that penalties aren't called even when you jack them up to 100. The only penalty that really seems affected by any movement is the roughing the passer penalty significantly, illegal block in the back a little bit, and then false start if you jack it up is good. But holding, defensive pass interference, it's not affected. So you're not missing out on anything by turning them off. You're actually getting better animations. So zero everything off, turn it all off, don't worry about it. Player skill, zeroing out all the main sliders. We're not touching special teams 50. Again, if you've used my set before, that's familiar. We're doing the exact same thing for the CPU. We're just going to go into their sliders and zero out everything. Leave special teams at 50. Everyone always asks me this, and main menu, the easiest way to answer it is this. There are certain settings and sliders that, depending on how they're set in the main menu, have an impact in your franchise mode. Now, I'm not going to go into the whole rabbit hole and detail everything out for you guys. You can either just believe me and follow the setup, or you can not believe me and get shitty gameplay. Choice is yours. Anyway, visual feedback is very important too. We want to make sure we turn off all that extra stuff. Caveat here, you cannot use your catch. You do not use your catch on offense or defense. It's too overpowered. It overcomes the player's ratings and gives you more dominant animation. So just let the ratings play out. Do not aggressive catch. Do not, yak catch. Do not possession catch. Just let the receiver do whatever he was going to do based on his ratings. Offensively and defensively. Okay, that's a big one. Make sure all these settings are set up correctly. Offensive camera on zoom is very important. I am sick of people telling me that they just throw the ball for 500 yards and there's no challenge. Well, if you're playing on standard camera and you can see the whole field at once, that's why. You have to look and find receivers just like they do in real life. Zoom camera forces you to do that. Once you're done with that, let's go ahead and hop into franchise. All Madden there too, everything stays the same. Go to the sliders, and this is what we're going to do. First, you're going to hit the reset button, then you're going to import from the main menu. Now, if you have trouble with some of these sliders, you can change them, whether up or down. Now, there is 3 sliders I do not want you to touch. Pass blocking, pass defensive reaction time, and pass coverage. You cannot touch those. If running's a little bit easy for you, lower it. If it's a little too hard, raise it. If the CPU running game is a little too effective, you can either raise your tackling or lower their running. If you're struggling hitting passes, raise your quarterback accuracy. I also strongly suggest not touching the quarterback accuracy. It's very, very particular. If you go too low, they play stupid. If you go too high, they quickly get rid of the football so fast because of the pressure, but it ends up that they just dink and dunk because that's the only thing that's open that quickly. But they never miss a target, never miss a throw. So quarterback accuracy, I think, is the other one I'd say. So there's 4 sliders. CPU, quarterback accuracy, you cannot touch, and then pass blocking, pass defensive reaction, pass coverage, can't touch it. Anything else, if you're doing something a little too easy or you're struggling to stop the CPU and something, just go ahead and tweak it, guys. These are designed to be a base. Also, the pass rush is very real. You're going to have like 2.5 seconds to 3 seconds to find an open wide receiver and throw it to him. So, number one, it's going to take you a minute to get used to. Number 2, I strongly suggest really taking time pre-snap to try to read the defense, figure out what they're in, identify who you need to look at on the defense to give away the clue of what kind of coverages they're in, and then based on that player's movement, see who your number 1, number 2 options are, and potentially number 3. You're not going to have a lot of time, but that's how it is in real life. Follow along with the penalties as we have them here on the screen. As you can see, we do have penalties set a certain way. Let me tell you something. DPI at 0, I've gotten more DPI calls with it at 0 than I did with it at 99. It makes no sense. But we're going for animations here. That's also why offensive pass interference is turned off. We want animation. We want certain animations, and penalties impact that. And since having them on and jacking them up to get calls doesn't work, we're just going for the whole kit and caboodle, which is we want the best gameplay. Now, one big thing that we're changing inside franchise mode only is we're switching to competitive game style. For whatever reason, the gameplay is just so much better on competitive than simulation. I do not know why, but it is. So, main menu, I still leave it on simulation, but inside the franchise, it's competitive. That's important. Now, nobody asked for my auto sub sliders. These are not mandatory, but if you want them, these are the auto sub sliders that I'm using. I've been using for a while with my fatigue settings and my clock settings, and they work pretty well as far as getting running back rotations, getting wide receivers in and out. I haven't run into an experience where running backs disappear in the fourth quarter. So, anyway, guys, this is the sliders. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, stay tuned in the next video. Peace!